The world's biggest trial into a 4-day working week is underway in the United Kingdom. During the 6-month pilot, more than 3,000 workers are working 80% of their usual week in exchange for promising 100% productivity. Joining me live now from West Virginia in the US is the Global Programs Manager at 4-Day Week, Alex Soojung-Kim. Alex, good to see you. Thanks for your time. So, what's an update? How's it going?
So, the good news is that for the overwhelming majority of the companies that have reported in, that the news is positive. More than half of them, I think about 55%, say that productivity is at the same level it was when they were working 5 days or higher. Only 5% say that it's maybe dropped a little bit. And across the board, people say that they are happier, they're less stressed, they feel like they've got better work-life balance. So more to come, but sort of so far so good.
So what happens after this?
So at the end of the trial, companies will look at the numbers and make a decision about whether they can sort of afford to make this permanent or not. At which point they will either sort of go back to 5 days or stick with a 4-day week.
Okay, so what is the purpose of the trial? Is it to show evidence to companies across the board that people are more productive by working 4 days a week, and then you choose to do whatever you want with that information? Or is it something you're going to take to government in the hope that it'd be more widespread? What's the aim of the game?
Well, we've got a lot of individual stories from companies about how the 4-day week has changed them or changed people's lives, but we don't have a lot of sort of more robust statistical data to put behind those stories. And so what we want to do is to begin to generate that kind of data so that people who are still skeptical about it, policymakers who want to understand the impacts in different industries, or politicians who want to figure out how you can craft legislation potentially to support this, can do so sort of with more confidence and effectiveness.
And I suppose the hope would be that businesses could still stay open for as long as possible, but they would just shuffle the workers around so that they only had to do 4 days, right? Would that be the aim?
That's often the case, especially in, retail establishments or government offices. There are some companies that genuinely can put everyone on 4 days and just be closed for 3. That's not practical for many, but the good news is companies are finding lots of different ways of reducing hours without, inconveniencing customers or breaking, service agreements.
So where else are you working on this trial, Alex?
So we have them going in North America. We have them in, actually one starting in Australia and New Zealand. And we're going to be launching a new one in Europe and in South Africa later on this year.
Sorry, now, when does the Australian one start? Sorry to interrupt you there, Alex. So when does the Australian one start? How many is involved and who will be involved?
So we've got about a couple dozen companies involved. They're currently in the planning stage. It's really important to think through how you're going to do this before you actually, start your pilot. They range from, insurance companies and software firms, to, I believe, a couple manufacturing companies.
And when does it start? You're still working that out?
Yeah, so the start, beginning of October, I believe, is when they will actually, shift to a 4-day week and try it for 6 months.
Okay. All right, Alex, it's interesting stuff there. We might check in with you later on the year, see how that Australian trial's going. Talk to you soon. Thanks for your time.